The smell of freshly baked cookies, if you focus hard enough, you can still feel it. Warm, sweet, a scent that traveled across centuries to reach you. Behind every golden bite of a cookie, there's a story. A mistake, maybe. A curious experiment. A craving someone tried to satisfy that accidentally gave birth to one of the most beloved treats on Earth. But here's the question. Who made the first cookie, and why? Was it an invention, a sweet craving, or just an oven mistake that turned into magic? The cookie's story is much more than sugar and butter. Let's rewind. It all begins in the Middle East, somewhere around the 7th century, in the regions of today's Iran and Iraq. At the time, people made pastries, big, heavy, rich ones, reserved for celebrations and royal feasts. But bakers had a problem. How to tell if their wood-fired ovens were hot enough? There were no thermometers, no timers, no apps. So they came up with an idea. They'd take a small bit of dough, place it in the oven first, and use it to test the heat. This little test piece? That was the first cookie. Yes. The world's first cookies weren't even meant to be eaten. They were just testers. Between the 10th and 13th centuries, sugar began to arrive in Europe. And with it, a whole new dessert culture was born. At first, sweets were only for the rich. Desserts were showpieces, grand, complex, expensive. But cookies, they were still used as oven testers. Until one day, someone took a bite and realized this tiny mistake tasted better than the real thing. It was crispier, easier to carry, and way less guilt-inducing. I didn't eat the whole cake, just one little cookie. That's how it began. As European settlers moved to the Americas, so did their recipes, especially the Dutch. They brought a word with them, koekje, which means little cake. And slowly the cookie became a household ritual. Every family had a recipe. Every occasion had a batch. Baking cookies was no longer an accident. It became tradition. But something was still missing. Chocolate. 1930s. United States. A woman named Ruth Wakefield runs a roadside inn in Massachusetts. She's baking cookies for her guests. Chocolate cookies. But she runs out of baking chocolate. So she grabs a Nestlé chocolate bar, chops it up, and tosses the chunks into the dough. She expects it to melt, to disappear into the dough like a swirl. But it doesn't. Instead, it softens, holds its shape, and becomes the world's first chocolate chip cookie. Nestlé later bought her recipe and paid her with a lifetime supply of chocolate. Honestly, fair deal. The cookie isn't just a treat, it's a reminder. A reminder that the best things in life often start as tiny experiments, as throwaways, as accidents, from a heat test in a Persian bakery to a chocolate mishap in an American kitchen. Cookies prove that sometimes the smallest bites make the biggest memories.
If you're curious to know where the first ones came from, subscribe to our channel.